Hello, everybody. Happy Friday, YouTube friends, followers, subscribers, supporters. Happy Friday, everybody. I know it's unexpected, but I felt really wanted to share with you a message today and a little bit of an insight, a little bit of a knowledge, and I hope it will help you as you build your friendships, as you build your relationships with Ukrainian ladies here or with Ukrainian ladies in US or overseas in Russia, Ukraine, and I also mean all the post-USSR areas. And today I want to continue the topic of friendship. And I was thinking after I made my video about the importance of having friends, for people who are after the college years, after the school, work. Sometimes when you change in the jobs, moving to another cities, you're doing something like that. Often you lose some friends, and sometimes people just don't reach out. But I want you to imagine what would happen if you not only, not have your friends and lose your friends, but you also move to another country. It's a different environment, it's a different mentality, it's a different way of doing things, and you do not have that bonding history, events, cultural things. So friends are becoming crucial when you change the country. When you are in your own environment, you might have very interesting work, and you might have few friends, you might have some family going on, so you don't even have that much time, and you feel that maybe it's not even necessary, right? So I would like to share with you something that I think will really help you to understand the other person. We'll talk about the harm no friends community can bring. I mean, no friends situation when you just come. The importance of making some, and also how you can help. So good evening, everybody. I would announce a live, but I wasn't sure. I was just taking time to rest today, and I wasn't sure that I would come on live. So wherever you watch this video, please put some comments, and please put some likes and comments, because that helps the channel to spread the word, and I really appreciate. And of course, if you want more videos, please subscribe if you enjoy my content, or maybe you have some ideas that you would like me to talk about. So today we are talking about the true meaning of friendship in immigration. And of course, we're going to talk about United States, immigrants in the United States, and I don't know about other immigrants. We're not gonna talk about some other nationalities. We're gonna talk just about, post-USSR people, Slavic people, Russian, Ukrainian, and all kinds of others. So one of the things, the adjustment in United States can be sometimes very difficult, is you go from the familiar settings, you have all these connections and bonds with people, and you know that the family ties are stronger, and then a lot of people are really bonded with their friends. So basically you start in life over, you are in a new relationship if you came because you married. So it can actually put a lot of toll on your relationship with your lady. It could put a lot of toll on the man. It can take a toll. Sorry guys, it's late night Friday. So it can take a toll on a relationship with, for the husband, but so as for the wife, because when we only see our man as source of everything, source of joy, source of entertainment, source of information, being the best friend, being the best girlfriend, being everything, sometimes it can be a little bit too much. And also, even though you might have a great relationships, but you will never be able, it will be hard for you, well, really impossible, to connect or know our movies, our jokes, and our things. So if you have some interests that are in common, it will help, but it's just not the same. And the good news is you don't need to try to be uh a Russian man. You'll never be. She married you because of who you are. So don't worry about it. Don't try to do something about it. She chose you for other reasons. But if she can have exposure to Russian and Ukrainian friends, that would add some fulfillment to her life. It really will. I actually regret some years I was not in touch with my friends. There were some reasons for it, and I still think that when you go through hard times, you should not isolate yourself from friends. That's one of the mistakes I've made. Sometimes I kind of go into my cave. It's kind of strange because women are more into communication, but sometimes just want to tell you from my heart, if you're going through a hard time in life, don't cut on your social life. I know men often do this a lot because they don't want to look sensitive or weak. They don't want to look vulnerable in their even close friends' eyes, and sometimes you isolate and you cut your social life. So please don't do that. No matter of your nationality. If whatever's going on, friends who love you, they accept you when you are happy, and they accept you when you have challenges. It really does help to feel better and to recharge. And in Russian and Ukrainian culture, our friendships are, in some ways, they're pretty tight. We have this saying in Russia and Ukraine that friendship is a 24/7 definition. Of course, it's a 24/7 definition, meaning you have to have at least a couple friends that you can call at 3 a.m. Of course, nobody wants to call anybody at 3 a.m., but it's just a feeling that you can. And it's wonderful to have that. So, now going back. So, when you come and you change the country, you do not have any friends that you can call at 3 a.m. You don't have any friends that you can call at 3 p.m. The only social capital, other words, the only friends and connection you have at first, it's the friends of your husband or your fiance. And it's wonderful if he has a nice social network and you can make, and the Ukrainian lady, for example, can make friends with his friends and their wives. But I tell you what, even with the most sweetest people, you still it's wonderful if you can make friendships. And I have to say, American people sometimes, they're so fascinated by our culture. It's so sweet because we don't think, once again, that there is any special, really anything so special about us. And a lot of wives of American husbands, just also American wives, they are actually really super nice, and they are super sweet, and they accepting you, and it's wonderful, and they just really adoring you, admiring you, and it's wonderful. But still, and you have to have your own friends so you can build your own circle. It's becoming important later on. And second, you still cannot get the conversation in Russian. You still cannot talk about things that you know we all experienced as children growing up. It's kind of like just that understanding, connecting on a level of on that deep mental level. Even if we don't talk about our history, culture, things we went through, experiences, we still understand and feel each other, and it makes us feel home. So if you would like to put some initiative and you would like to make things easier when your lady comes from Ukraine or Russia or Belarus to United States, you can research some communities. I made the video before about that. You can look for church Russian stores, and usually you meet just one or two people and they introduce you to everybody else. So it is really important to get out there and meet people for her. And at first you just you meet everybody, you just learn. As time goes, you realize that common just language and background and culture sometimes is not enough. You want to have a similar personality with your potential friends. You want to have similar interest. And so sometimes you might not understand why your lady stopped maybe with certain friends, but it's because that language and all the common things were not enough to connect, and there is nothing bad about it. You can really just support, and just be welcoming. Sometimes our husbands in Ukraine, they can be very jealous and they are not letting their wives to go out sometimes and just have a drink or have a dinner. But in United States, it's not uncommon, and I think it's wonderful to for people to connect with others because it's enriching us. And the true meaning of a friendship in immigration for Russian and Ukrainian people, it's really hard to describe. It's almost like you find I don't know, your brother, your best friend again. It's so deep, and basically 1 year in immigration of true friendship equals to about 5 years, to my opinion, in regular life. Very quickly, if especially if your personality matching, if you're you compatible mentally, emotional, you have similar values, similar interests, you bond very, very fast, and it's a wonderful thing. You should encourage that. There is nothing wrong, and it actually will help you to go through those bumpy days when she just needs to talk. Imagine yourself moving to another country, not having anything you knew before, and not being able to talk to anybody. It's not fun, especially if you're more on a social, if you're more of a social butterfly, if you're more of extrovert. But even if you introvert, you miss those deep conversations with your friends, or with people who are close to you. So that's what I would like to share with you guys today. The importance of okay, my nose is itching again. God, what's going on? Sorry. That's what I wanted to share with you guys today, about the importance of still keeping the that Ukrainian culture or Russian culture, and don't be jealous because of the friends. Don't try to interfere when maybe there is like a girls gathering. It's totally fine, and you can go and do your thing. Once again, we just made that video and I received wonderful feedback. By the way, thank you everybody who have been sending me feedback, different feedbacks on my video. I read all of your emails. I don't answer them all like every day, and I've been a little bit behind on my emails due to a lot of things that's going on here, but I deeply, deeply, deeply appreciate your feedback on this. So I just want to tell you how important it is to help your special lady to adjust here. Definitely having friends and having somebody to relate to talk to is important. It's definitely, there is no price tag on it. And counselor, if you go to a regular therapist, especially when if you have an issue, she's not, most likely she, it'd be hard for her to connect to a regular therapist. And this is actually one of the reasons I'm not exactly a therapist. I do consultation, and I have a degree. Psychology was part of my studies. But one of the reasons I've decided to do this is because I felt that when people go through hard times, not necessarily, some huge issues, but sometimes those little issues, misunderstandings, but in a mentality difference, you can even speak full language. You can be fluent in English, but first, when you come, you still build sentences in our mentality. I've noticed, I can tell always when somebody just came and they were not fluent before they came, they still speak Russian just with English words. And you just have hard time to understand things. And one of the reasons I started my channel was that I thought, if there is somebody who just need some decoder or translator, not just from the languages but from mentality point, from understanding, because very often two people really mean well but they can't hear each other, and the language difference doesn't help. I've been through that myself and it was extremely difficult, and I just wish that there was somebody who could help both of us, you know my husband and I wish that there was someone that could talk to us so we can not just hear but listen to each other and understand each other, because as time showed later, there were moments where we were on the same page but we wouldn't be able to express that. So if you need anybody who need help, maybe there is some misunderstanding in between two people, if you're watching my channel, maybe that's why you're watching, and I had consulted a number of people to just understand the other person. I am happy to help, I'm happy to do that. But also, if there is something like an adjustment is difficult. Sometimes you really don't have much issues in your relationship, but an adjustment is difficult. The person does not understand what they're gonna do. They feel foreign. They feel that they can't connect to people. They feel lonely. They feel confused. They feel scared. It's all normal things. And an average adjustment time takes about 1 to 3 years. An average. Some are much faster, some are much longer, but an average adjustment, when you kind of feel more or less in your place, you feel comfortable. Usually, it happens about 1 to 3 years. If she has friends, if she has people to relate to, it definitely makes it easier and it definitely helps. But once again, if you just, I had a client who basically I just needed to talk to his fiance. She was here, and she was very stressed because she doesn't understand how everything works. Even how the bills works, how to drive. She didn't drive in Ukraine. How to make new friends when nobody understands you. How to learn English faster. How to know that you will be okay. So all of these things, if you need some help, I can help you. You can make more research. You can maybe find somebody locally who's done that. There are many options, not just one option. But what I would like to tell you from my heart, please do not ignore it. Do anything but do not ignore it, because women, for us, when we connected, when we have feelings, it's our life. Especially the true feminine woman, she always connects, with your inner self, with how he feels in environment. And if those things get on the way, she will subconsciously blame you that you brought her here, that you're not taking care of her. And you might think, I take care of you. The food is on the table. You have a car. You have a house. What else do you want? But if we are not just some kind of existing creatures. We are not animals. Even animals needs company. But what I'm saying is, we are people that have mental world, emotional world. It's wonderful to have the physical things, good environment. But I have several clients where they had a situation where their young wives or fiancés just were really unhappy, And sometimes it's not true unhappiness, it's a pain of adjustment. It's a pain of adjustment. And if you live in secluded area, in rural areas, the adjustments are harder because you have nobody to talk to. You're still attached to your friends from Russia or Ukraine or Armenia or Belarus, and you have hard times to connect with somebody because a lot of times, when people meet you, when people um they look at you like this exotic thing. And it's cute for a while. It's cute for a while, and people stop you like, oh, you have such this beautiful accent. Where are you from? Where are you from? And it's cute. It's nice to have attention, guys. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people, especially here in Midwest, they are lovely, they are fascinated by you, but it doesn't automatically make you connect with them on a deeper level, and sometimes it's really annoying. Sometimes I feel like, not dressing up and putting big glasses and, put a voice change, because sometimes you just want everybody to leave you alone and you want to connect to something that's native to you, that feels good, and you don't need to explain. It's really annoying when you don't have those close connections. You longing, you going through this separation through people you knew all your life, and people just look at you as if you're some exotic little thing. And once again, sometimes it can be wonderful because you feel special, people are super nice to you, but sometimes people ask you to explain yourself, and they ask you, why you dress like this, why you talk like this, oh, you're so cute. uh I'm sure you got my point. So I might make some more videos on this. I don't want this to be too long, but I just want to tell you guys that friendship and immigration have whole different meaning. Friendship in immigration have it's a wonderful thing that it can make a difference between a happy transition and happy times, and just smooth, integration into the culture. Because another thing is, Russian friends, Ukrainian friends who already been here for, let's say your lady just arrived, and you have some friends that she found in a church or store, and they have been here for maybe 3, 5, 10 years. So they are really priceless, because a lot of times, of course, if they are kind and have good personality, they explain you everything. I had two wonderful friends, and they did, like I'm making my videos for you guys right now. They would explain me, oh, garage sale is when people open their garage and they put their things, and I'm like, oh, okay. Had no idea about it, had never heard about garage sales, like, for example. Or insurance, I didn't know that you need, for example, certain insurance to buy, uh, let's say you need to buy some medication. So how all this works. What is copay, what is this, what is that. You just don't know anything, and those friends can be invaluable because they already have been through many experiences, and they will share with you, or more like with your lady, and they will actually explain some of what you are doing and she doesn't understand to her. So of course I am more than happy to help if I can, because with certain personalities it's very hard to work, but overall so far experiences were very good. Sometimes when you introduce somebody to work with your lady, she can be suspicious for a minute because she afraid it's some kind of woman that is not a professional, and maybe Ukrainian women can be very jealous, but just be confident. Whatever way you have to help, you have to reach out. Don't be afraid to reach out. Sometimes people cannot help you, but they can refer you to someone that can. So that's what I would like to share with you today, guys. Good evening. I see more people in the room. I have not announced the live anywhere, but I hope you watch it when you can. Thank you so much for the donation, for the super chat. I don't know what you mean. Krillin 7 6. I don't want to say your name incorrect, so thank you so much for the support. And you saying it's kind of like fetish, not personal connect. Not sure what you're talking about. I think I have some new people. Oh, you saying about the jealousy? John Finney saying jealous. Veronica, that was an understatement. Yeah, this is true. Ukrainian women are jealous just because they have PTSD of men being unfaithful and all of that. It's another topic. I had one situation with a client where the lady was really, she really didn't want to talk to me, and I told him it's okay, just let you watch my videos or whatever. But then she agreed, and the first 30 seconds she was like a porcupine. But then when she realized that I really genuinely trying to help and just help her to get rid of those fears, she just had fears about things. And I understand them from my Ukrainian point, but from how things work here, your fears were really false evidence appeared real. So we worked this out, and it was about 30 seconds of her really, you know, but it's pays off to be a friendly person, and I understand it's hard to trust when you were betrayed, but you have many options. I told you guys there is a wonderful channel of Russian blogger. I will link it below later on. She makes wonderful videos for ladies in Russian. Her name is Galina Smith. Unfortunately, she's a wonderful woman. She just lost her husband, and it's just a really tough time, but she still makes her videos. She's most wonderful human being that wants other people to be happy. So just want to tell you that there are more resources to help ladies to adjust, but there is yet nothing like face to face, like friendship, like communicating. And I'm telling this from my heart, because there was a time when I sort of isolated for some time. I was busy, I was working on some projects, I was creating my life, making it better, but I realized that you can still do it, you can still have some social life. It's really enriching, especially of course when you can connect to people, especially of course when you just feel warm and fuzzy just to talk, just to speak your language, just to hug, just to have tea our way, how we make it, not from microwave and packages, but from the real thing. So like with a few of my friends, we decided to meet next time at one of the girls' home, because there is no restaurants that can make tea like it's supposed to be made. So that's what we're gonna do. Um, so I'm trying to focus, guys. Yeah, you see, somebody is saying that my wife takes advice of her Ukrainian American friends over my advice as her husband. I find it troubling. Yeah, it is kind of, not so good, but you should talk to her. You should talk to her and tell her how you feel about it. That you really, you have, guys, the answer is always to talk and to connect. Find a good time to sit down with her and have this conversation, and tell her that you want to lead her, you want to be the man, you want to be the provider, you want to protect her, and you understand that she wants to connect with her community, but you are her closest person and you really wanted, because tell her, how would you feel if I would ask for advice, instead of asking you what to do, if I would ask my neighbor or my friends at the bar instead of talking to you first. Just tell her that, without having drama, but just tell her, just tell her how much she means to you. Tell her something that melts her heart. As women, we always stray away, and like looking for somebody I also advise when we feel you're not that connected to us, when you feel that you don't, you know, it's just how it is. So try to do that and let me know if that helps. Always try to, and always bring good things. Don't say you do this. Just tell you how much it would mean to you if she would share how he feels, and she would um consider advising with you, because that's what you would do. If you have a situation, you talk to her first, and then maybe to somebody else. I think that husband is more important than friends when it comes to life decisions, because it's you too. you know I am not also talking about, there are some people that are extroverted. I have several friends who are extremely extroverted, and it's so hard for me to. They make huge gatherings, like 30, 40 people sometimes, and so on. And I have some friends who are more introverted, and they just like to meet sometimes and talk. So that's what I also love to do. It's nice sometimes to be a social butterfly. It's nice sometimes to dress up and go laugh and play some games and have a little bit of a little elegant wine. I love Russian parties because they made me feel home, and you get to have fun. I mean, it's been about a year or two since I started talking again to people, and it's absolutely invaluable. So that is important. But you are you are in charge, and it's your job to I mean, your job. I mean, what I'm trying to say is, you have to try to connect and ask for help, because women sometimes, when they feel lonely, even if they are close to you, but they feel you can't hear them, it's starting the bad separation. It's not good. All right, I'm gonna look through the few comments, guys. If you have some last minute questions, please let me know. By the way, I want to thank everybody who have joined just recently my Patreon page. And I want to tell you that it's a YouTube supporter community, and a lot of things are there that gonna be there that I won't share on YouTube. But also, I just want to have a blog. I'm gonna develop that habit that consistently they're gonna be some articles and videos from me that just gonna be there for a discussion, and maybe some more intimate topics, because I'm not fighting necessarily for the views and popularity. I just want to go into depth, and I want to help people that are struggling. That was my main thing why I ever opened the channel. I wanted to help people that went through hard times, or going through hard times, or going through good times and need some insight. But my real inspiration was going through hard times and have nobody to talk to, have nobody to. I want to tell you something really important about Ukrainian women. We have a lot of pride. We are embarrassed to tell the truth to our family. We are embarrassed to tell the truth to our loved ones, to our friends. If we are not, if something is really happening that is heartbreaking and difficult, we don't want to appear weak. And some of us, like myself, we start isolating ourselves from others, because we don't want people to feel sorry. We don't want people to to just worry about us, and so on and so forth. So you have to help and support. That's all. And once again, that is the reason why I started the channel several years ago, because I was thinking, if even just one person can get some value, if even just one person can find those answers, because I haven't seen very many channels about understanding Russian Ukrainian mentality. Not general channels, but those that go into depth. I hadn't seen very many of that, and so many American men and ladies, just people in general would always want to talk to me about these things. When I go to some social settings, I realize they have no knowledge about our culture, and I realize how hard it is to be in international marriage and or relationship. So that's why I'm doing these videos. I'm gonna share more about my story and how everything had unfolded, but it does make me so happy to help. It just really, there is nothing like that. So thank you so much, Renee Miranda. Thank you so much for super chat and supporting the channel. I appreciate that. Thank you. And you are saying you are right. That I'm right about mentioning those. That's the reason why I did that. What do you mean, Renee? You did what? I know you had some situations, but I don't know the latest. I feel, I just want to tell you guys, we all have, it's Friday night, so we haven't I just need to get my tea and like boiling tea water, and I can drink my tea and talk to you. um it's like a kitchen talk, we call it in Russia and Ukraine. Renee is saying isolated myself. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Renee, I hope you will learn from that experience and never do that again, because I know how extremely painful it is, and please don't do that again. I realize that social life not gonna hurt you at all. It's actually going to help you to go through the motions and feel better. And you don't even necessarily have to talk about your issues all the time. You can just be out and meeting people. I think meeting people often is a natural relief, because we connect, we think about somebody else, we connect into somebody else, and we feel relief. So I'm glad that things are a lot better and good now. And but guys, in isolation, sometimes a lot of insights and truths come in. It can kill you sometimes, so I don't recommend it for a long time. Sometimes we need it for a little bit of time. I totally understand, but everybody who's watching me, please don't do this to yourself. I suffered from that myself. I felt like I don't want people to see my weakness, my issues. I don't want to be this, negative, pessimistic, or depressed, crying sort of person. And I understand now that things could have been a lot easier if I would just be okay. I think in our culture we also have pressure of, being according to certain standards and expectations and whatever. For me, it's just you don't want to upset your friends when you're not doing so well, and you don't want to make your enemies happy that you're not doing so well. And there are some private things, guys. I want to tell honestly something that I love about American culture. Sometimes you do need to go to a therapist, a coach, a consultant. Why? Because sometimes you need to share some very, very private things, and it's very inappropriate to share those things with your friends. Because if you share some, if the lady shares some very intimate things about your husband with your friends, I think it's kind of like a bit, in a way it's too much. It's it can be uncomfortable, because we don't want those intimate things somebody else to discuss. It's just not okay. It depends, of course, what you call intimate things. But I remember, one time being in a relationship and seeing that, somebody I was with would tell every single detail of what we've been up to the coworker. I found it so childish and weird. And how is that okay to share intimate details about, your life with somebody at your work or some your beer buddies? So please don't do that too. If you need some help, find help. If it's something if you can't generalize, don't talk about details. And guys, don't talk sexual details about your ladies with your friends. I know you want to, make a hero story, but do not, because it ruins the intimacy between you and the person. And nobody wants to know that. Nobody wants to know that. But even, even regular intimate things, maybe some conversation about something or how you do, because, we live in this time of Facebook when people, if something happens, you don't even process what's happening. You immediately put it on Facebook. You immediately take a picture and on Facebook, like everything, all those intimate things that's supposed to be for you to digest and to process, even before you validate them yourself and process them there on Instagram or Facebook. So please don't do that, because that's how relationships. I mean, I just, since we're talking, it's a straight talk. I just don't have any respect for men that gossip or share some personal things, not always intimate, but very personal things that really nobody else should know. You know, it was not okay. It was a big disappointment. So don't do that. And if your lady is, having issues, find her maybe some professional help, maybe, whatever is needed depending on your situation. But I can also understand how hurtful it could be if you have issues and she's not talking to you anymore and she tells your friends. I mean, that's just not okay. So I support on this. I support American system, because in our system we talk with friends. We talk with friends, and I realize I don't want to be talked about with his friends, and I don't want talk about special and intimate things with my friends, because that's why they're intimate. And somebody just said, keep personal things behind the closed doors. I totally agree. And even they are wonderful, when they are wonderful, especially because, like we say in Russia and Ukraine, the love and happiness loves the quietness. People who post selfies together every 5 minutes and say how much in love they are. Well, sometimes this is not the real picture. Let's just put it like that. You don't need to prove anything to anybody. The most important is harmony in you when you wake up in the morning and you're happy, and there is, you're just happy. This is the most wonderful thing that you can do, is to create that healthy emotional environment. So you don't need, I mean, we all sometimes want to share with people on social media, but what I'm trying to say is create that healthy environment. We don't need validation, when your validation is you and how you feel and the person next to you. So you can tell I missed you guys. I was going to come up with 10 minutes. But that's a Russian thing, this is a Russian 10 minutes, about an hour. So let me thank you guys so much for the kind words. Thank you for the support of my channel. I really do appreciate. One of my dreams is to do this full time. I kind of do it full time now, honestly. But still, to keep growing and spreading the good message. All right, guys. So some of you telling me that you do not get notifications for my streams. So if you put likes and comments under the videos and you active and you subscribe and you put the bell button, you will see notifications. So sometimes the YouTube, if you're not active in comments right now and you don't put likes, the YouTube does not send you a notification. This is the last thing I learned. This is one of the things I recently learned. I didn't even know about it. So let's see. Well, I'd love to have some tea, but I love it like burning hot, flaming hot. So it would be hard for me to drink and talk. But I'll try. That's another thing. We don't like room temperature tea. Like the slightly warm tea is like the worst nightmare. It has to be hot. Hot. I'm looking through your comments, guys, just to see if I missed anything important. Okay, somebody was writing me about emails. Guys, I just want to tell you something. It's something personal. So, Zemal Ismail, I'm very happy that you're looking for a wife. I can reassure you that's not me. I appreciate the kind offer, but no thank you. I'm not gonna respond the personal emails like that. Please, if you want to explore the world and your options, you're welcome to do that. But I will not answer your emails. I'm sorry because it's very personal. And no, I won't marry you. I will not marry you. But once again, I appreciate the kind offer. I hope you will understand. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Okay, John Finney was saying in the beginning that in his experience, his biggest problem was international marriage. They come here and allow themselves to become isolated. It is so important to make friends, learn to drive, and speak English. You know what? This is gonna be my next video of things important to acquire. I mean, not next, but I'll make a video about it. Maybe a blog and my Patreon. Well, I'll see. That's a great. Thank you so much for sharing that. This is a great thing. But I don't know what you mean by allows themselves. Not every girl. It takes some, the driving, the finding the community. Maybe she has a small child. I mean, it all depends. I'd like to get an email from you if you can share with me. It sounds like you have some things going on. Um, it sounds like some things are going on there. If you still have something going on, you can just share with me. Maybe I'll make a video that will answer the question because your comments, let's see, John Finney, your comments really make sense and reflect the issues. So if you want to share with me, you can find my email under almost every of my videos. It's somebody, I don't know if I have any moderators. It's consultveronica@gmail.com. I'll post it in a comment after the live is done. So if you have some couple minutes to just tomorrow or whatever, just share a little bit about your situation. And because when you say they allow themselves, uh you know I don't think anybody does it on purpose. That's just my opinion. Sometimes you have a situation when financially you can do it. Maybe there are some issues. Sometimes you don't meet the right people. There could be different issues. So, um, yeah, Lawrence, could you please post my email? James, thank you so much for the generous support. I appreciate it. James Q is one of my very generous supporters, and he's writing that. What are you talking about, James? I don't understand you. You're saying publish Veronica Olson avatar for sale to make decent profits, please. I'm not sure I understand what you're saying, but thank you so much. If maybe you can post, because I'm trying to get what do you mean. I just have a group of guys that sending me emails, with all kinds of offers, and I just, I appreciate it, but no thank you. John, sometimes that's how we deal with things, and I've done it to myself, and that's why I'm making these videos. And making this video not to just for Russian Ukrainian women, but we need it more. I mean, people just in general, we need it more. But for you guys too, if you went through divorce, if you went through separation, if you change your environment, you still have to make some friends. I know it's not easy. The older you get, you try to find more quality people, but still, we need that. And of course, once again, in the immigration setting, friends are very important. But John, don't judge her, instead of support her and ask you, hey, would you like to do this? Would you like to do that? Sometimes you meet, I want to tell another thing, since we have our kitchen conversation. Next time I'll have my tea. I want to share another thing, is that I've met some people that it would be nice to be friends with, but we just did not connect. One thing about Russian community is a downside. A lot of times there is a lot of gossip going on. Not always, not with everybody, but a lot of times in Russian community there is a lot of backtalk going on, and that was one of the reasons I didn't want to be talked about. So I think that maybe she's just sometimes you just lack confidence. It's really weird, but sometimes your self-esteem drops when you don't say friends, and then you just lack confidence to reinitiate. Sometimes you meet wrong people. Sometimes you meet people that talk behind your back or give you weird advice or criticize your appearance or put their nose in. So it's, guys, when you make friends, you don't just make friends because this guy is an American. Oh, you are an American, I'll be your friend, right? Yes. So you try to see for some more things um that connect you, right? You gotta see some more things that connect you with a person. Guys, I didn't know so many of you gonna be on my night live that I didn't even announce, which happens a lot. I always afraid I will announce a live and I'm not home and I'm not available and everybody is disappointed. So that's why I don't announce. But it's so nice, you guys make me feel like home because I appreciate your trust. I don't know, Lawrence, what you're talking about. A part 2 video considered person now. I'm not sure, but you can send me a message later and tell me what you mean. Yeah. Well, once again, John Finley, you can just share a little bit about your situation with me if you like to. You don't have to. And I can just think about and see what I could do. Okay. Let's see. Renee, yes, I'd like to hear your story, or if you could write me an email, that would be wonderful. You are welcome. Anybody's welcome to write, and I can either help you in person, I can consult you, or I can make a relatable video and here on YouTube and on my Patreon. If you are a Patreon member, then you don't get you get some extra services when you need help. So, but that's a different topic. Okay, let's see. By the way, guys, this is a Mother's Day weekend. And I want to remind you, if you're dating a lady who is Ukrainian and Russian or whatever, and she's a mother, maybe she has, a child or children or whatever, it will mean the world to her if you do something nice. Because a lot of women feel so underappreciated. The Mother's Day is not that popular. In Ukraine, we have 8th of March. 8th of March is kind of like Mother's Day in a way. It's for all women, but it's a big thing. Especially it used to be. Now it's still big, I guess. But we have some other holidays. But maybe we will slowly kind of also adjust and adapt Mother's Day. But if you have somebody special, if you appreciate that woman, you have no idea how much it means when somebody sees you not only as a woman, but as a valuable, as a person that is also a mother, that is, doing beautiful things. The major issue with Ukrainian culture is that mothers and women that are truly dedicated, and they usually put their life on hold to make their children's life happy. A lot of times they are taken for granted. So when you can connect and just make it special, and most likely she won't expect anything because it's not. They try to celebrate it in Ukraine, but it's not widely celebrated. So just a friendly reminder, guys. Or thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's one of my favorite holidays. My front room looks like a botanical garden. I absolutely love this holiday, and it's also one of those days to appreciate our mothers and everything they had done for us. I remember my mother saying when I was misbehaving, I brought you here, I'll take you back. I remember all kinds of things. I like sarcasm and and jokes, and I still laugh. And I remember when I was making troubles, she would say that sometimes. But things are good right now. But to speak about this seriously, I think whether your mom is around or she is in a different world, I think it's a beautiful time to just send a lot of gratitude to somebody who just been there from the beginning. But that's another video. I probably will make a Mother's Day live, but I don't know if I can do it on Sunday, so maybe on Saturday. I'll try, guys. I don't know. I need to take some time off. I'm not sure I understand what James is saying. James, you challenge me each and every time. Are there many UA people have black with blue eyes? I'm not sure. Did you mean black hair and blue eyes? Uh, it's not. Oh, okay, black hair. It's not the most popular time. It's more on the rare side, but it does happen. I've heard that there are some areas when it's more common, but it's considered rare combination overall. We have more of like North European, but we have during the history, and we had Turks, we have Tatars, we had some other people mixing with us, that so we do have the blue eyes and dark hair, just is not as common, I would say. Don't worry, I'm sure you will find it. Or thank you, Kama. I appreciate that. Have you checked my store? I mean, my first shop. It's funny because I've never showed to the most people my Etsy first shop. I do a lot of things there, but I just felt I didn't. I don't know if that was just. This is another part of Ukrainian or Russian soul. It's just to hide everything you do because you don't want people to things that you are showing off. That's We were raised to not show off, to be very, very humble. So, and sometimes you also think that you have some imperfections in your work, so you're not gonna show your website or your store, because you are shy or whatever. It's just really weird. It's so different than American culture. But anyways, thank you for checking out my link, and I'm happy to share. Yes, and guys, it is very important to acknowledge, those deep rooted things, because when somebody, by the way, I love that US has Father's Day. So it's uncommon. In Ukraine, we don't have Father's Day. So maybe we will at some point, but what I'm trying to say, you can never go wrong with appreciating another person. That's all. You can never go wrong with that. So I would look forward for some more into depth let's see. If somebody want to share, I think it was John Finney, if I'm saying this correctly. If some people like that, you're going through something right now, feel free to share things. I don't care if you don't order my services or whatever. I still want to know what real people are going through, so I can create content that will help and will be useful, because guys, time is valuable, and I love connecting with you. I love coming on here, but it takes a lot of my mental energy and emotions, and if I come and I bring value, then I feel good about, being tired. But if I don't, if I just talk and it's not helping anybody, then it doesn't make as much sense. So, hey Lawrence, could you please write my email again? And happy early birthday to you. It's okay that you're not father yet. It's okay. It takes sometimes. It's better to be ready for it and have a little bit later than not be ready for it. So you're good. You're gonna be okay. I hope you share with us your travels when you come back. So, guys, thank you so very much. It's getting late. It's time to relax. I appreciate you all coming on. I'll try to announce my live videos. And I want to tell you that when I announce my live videos, I can't post the link, exact link from my iPad. So sometimes you would just see that I'm going to have a live, but it's gonna be a different link. So you just should look at the notifications. If I told you, if I posted that I'm gonna be live, let's say Friday 9 p.m., I'm gonna be there no matter what. So if I'm not at the link that posted, just go to my channel and you will see live right away. So